Christmas. Hi. Thanks for stopping by, if you are. It's Saturday. We made it. I have my contacts in, which I'm still just getting used to, so pardon me if I take off and on my glasses a bunch of times. As usual, I'm here just to keep my agreement with myself, do a quick body check, a little stretching and strengthening, and I invite you to join me if you feel like it, to whatever degree feels good in your body. I gotta say, I did some digging yesterday and hauling dirt, and man, my body likes that. It feels good. I didn't do any sledgehammering though, and that's probably why, because sledgehammering is hard work. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but I have. Digging is way easier. So I will have more of that in my life, perhaps. But for right now, bring my awareness into the bottoms of my feet, root myself into the earth, hang myself from the sky, and let's roll down nice and slow. Just checking in with the spine, seeing how everybody's doing today. Trying to hang myself from the hips, relax the belly, relax the back, relax the arms and the neck, stretch the backs of the legs. Give that a breath or so, and let's just roll back up. Nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. Stacking on the next. Just checking in. Shake that out a little bit. Let's do some big arm circles, breathing in on the way up. And exhaling on the way down. Can get the knees into it. Just letting go of the breath. Letting go of stress. Let's go. Letting go of yesterday, like it was yesterday. Shake that out. Let's do another forward fold from the hips, this time with a relatively flat back. Swan diving down. Again, past the waist to the hips. Just hanging here. Come up from the waist, this time pulling back in the waist, up in the pelvic floor, left elbow over right, pulling those shoulder blades apart, give myself a nice little squeeze, and then releasing all of that, again from the hips, relaxing the belly, relaxing the neck, come up again from the waist, this time right elbow over left, pulling the shoulder blades apart, giving myself a nice hug, squeeze, pulling up in the pelvic floor, back in the abdomen, tucking the chin, and releasing all that again from the hips. Let's bend the knees, swing the arms back, come into a bit of a counter stretch, lifting the eyes, lifting the chest, and then back to center. Shake all of that out. Oh, goodness gracious. It's the least inflammation I've had in my body in a while. Feels good. I'm going to go ahead and do some lunging. Stepping back with this left leg into a nice moderate lunge position. Pressing that back heel down. Making sure this front toe is not crunching past, knee is not crunching past the toes. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Tucking the tailbone under, trying to find a perpendicular line with the hips and parallel lines with the feet. And then I'm going to push onto the diagonal line through the heel, through the spine. body back up to upright. I'm actually going to twist the body, gaze past my fingertips behind me, just exploring this outside. Is it outside? Nope, it's the inside plane. And then I'm going to bend from the hip, coming into a bit of a twisting aeroplane pose, again to the open side or inside, lifting the left arm, gazing past those fingertips. Continuing to slide that back heel out for a deeper lunge. And I'm going to bring this arm around to reach for this other thigh or hip. Just add to that twist, giving the kidneys and other organs a nice little squeeze and a little wringing out. And then unwinding all of that, bringing the hand down on the inside of this right leg for a nice deep lunge. And then bringing that foot back to meet the back foot. I'm trying to find some cracks to put my hands in so I don't slip. Pressing through the palms, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head. Pressing into those heels. Bending the right knee, pressing into the left heel. Bending the left knee, pressing into the right heel. Pressing to the left again. Pressing into the right. And again, pressing back into both heels. Heart pressing toward the center of the earth. Tailbone tipping toward the back of the head. And then I'm going to bring the body forward, lifting the chest through the shoulders, bringing those legs together, eyes up. Trying to remember to breathe and smile, whatever else I do. Lifting those hips again, pressing back into the heels, through the spine, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, and then bringing that left leg up for a nice deep lunge. Enjoy that for a breath or so. I like to bounce. You bounce if you like to bounce, or don't bounce if you don't like to bounce. I'm going to step forward with that back foot into a forward fold again from the hips. Just enjoying that for a breath or so. Then I'm going to roll up, stacking one vertebrae on the next again. Just noticing where the spine is supple, where it's sticky. Shake that out a little bit. I'm going to step back with this right foot into a moderate lunge. Pressing that heel on a 45-degree angle, pulling this back hip forward, forward hip back, checking that my front knee is not crunching past the toes, looking for a perpendicular line from the hips and the feet in parallel. Bring the arms up overhead, making sure not to crunch up in those shoulders, and then I'm going to push onto the diagonal, sliding that back heel out. Just a little bit more, feeling for that energetic line through the spine, out the fingertips, out the heel. Lifting the torso again, tucking the tailbone under, and coming to this inside plane. In this case, I usually shift my heel forward. Right now I'm not shifting the heel forward, so there's a little bit of tension between pulling of this hip forward and the opening of the hips as I look back, adding kind of more of a twisting sensation through the torso to give those kidneys a good wringing out. Gazing past that back hand, checking in on alignment, and then I'm going to bend from the torso, sliding that back heel out. I meant to say from the hip. Using my left arm and leg against each other for torque, and raising the right arm to gaze past those fingertips. Continuing to slide that back heel out a little bit, and then reaching around the back to increase that twist. twist. Reaching for the thigh or the hip. Gazing out past that long leg. Giving those kidneys a nice squeeze. Hello, kidneys and other organs. I like to talk to my body, you might have noticed. Just a pro tip that I've picked up over the years. I'm finishing up my 50th revolution around the sun. Giant ball of fire in the sky. Bringing this arm around on the inside of this left leg and bringing that foot back to meet the back foot. Pressing again through the palms, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, pressing into the heels. I'm going to slide those feet out on the toes and come into a plank position, keeping the elbows in close to the body and keeping the legs together. I'm going to come down nice and slow for one slow push-up, holding at the bottom, and then pushing back up nice and slow. Lifting those hips again, pressing through the arms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, pressing the heels and the heart toward the earth. And then stepping forward with that right foot into a nice deep lunge. Again, I like to give a little bounce, a little sigh. Step forward with this back foot. Hang here in forward fold. Just relaxing the belly and the back. Then I'm going to bend the knees, swing the arms back. Come into a nice counter stretch. Pushing the hips forward, bring the eyes up. Coming back to center. Shake that off. I'm going to get to go see my son and my mom today after spending Christmas by myself yesterday. So I'm looking forward to that. I got my Christmas shirt on. It's looking all right. I think so. Yep. I bring arms behind my back, rolling elbows and shoulders towards each other, pulling palms together. Let's do some counter stretch. And then bending forward from the hips. Getting a nice stretch through the back, through the chest, through the shoulders, through the legs. Through the arms, just relaxing the belly. Let's do a little twisting, arms to the left, head to the right, and the other way, looking to the left, pulling arms to the right, and back to center, pushing through the feet, through the hips, coming back into that counter stretch, pulling down with the arms. And then back to neutral. Get some blood back in these hands. My hands go numb. Numb hands. Just call me numb hands. Don't really. Yeah. How about a couple shoulder shrugs? Breathing in and then just let go. Letting the arms hang. Let's do that again. I like to envision gold dust sticking to all my bones and muscles, tensing everything up, and then just letting it go. How about one more? Tensing up. It makes me want to do some, how about big and little, spreading the fingertips, getting into a wide stance, taking up space. Deep breath, filling the lungs, and then compressing all that into as small a ball as possible, rolling up, rolling the hands, the fists, curling the toes, pulling in from the belly and the pelvic floor, and then again, deep breath in, taking up space, filling the lungs, breathing out, small ball, compressing all that, rounding the spine, tucking the chin. One more deep breath, taking up space. And then exhaling, compressing all that. Lift just the hips and roll up one vertebra at a time. Stacking on the next. Tuck my shirt in. Arrange my Christmassy sweater. And wish you a fantastic day. Saturday where I am, whatever day it is where you are. I hope it's going great. Yep, still can't see so good with the glasses and the contacts. It's all a work in progress. Hey Rick, hey Ernesto, hope you're taking care of you. Enjoying a happy, merry, peaceful, playful holiday season. I'll be seeing you.